The NDA government has completed 100 days in its second tenure at the centre. The government has taken several landmark decisions for welfare of different sections of society. These decisions are wide-ranging, right from revocation of Article 370 to merging of public sector banks. We have with us Union Minister for Power, Renewable Energy, Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Shri R.K. Singh, to tell us about the key decisions taken by the NDA government in the last 100 days. Namaste, sir. You returned to the power with landslide majority in May this year. Since then, you have taken several decisions to accelerate development in the country. Can you please tell us the bold initiatives taken by NDA government in the last 100 days?
First 100 days of this government has seen more initiatives than any other government prior to this government. And we have taken path-breaking decisions. Decisions which are in the interest of the country, which are in the interest of the people. Kashmir was an issue. It was a problem. We used to lose our soldiers, brave soldiers, every day. Somebody or the other would be brought back home. Because of the depredations of Pakistan, they were sending terrorists across, they were arming them, training them and sending them across. And they were, taking advantage of Article 370 to try and incite people to take up arms, etc. And there had been a demand right since 1953 that one country means one flag means one constitution. You cannot have two constitutions in one country, and the demand had been that we want our country to have one flag, one constitution. It should be a unified country. And the demand was to remove Article 370. We did it. No previous government had the determination and the courage to do this. We have done this. And the results are there for everybody to see. For the past, 35 days, there's been no case of police firing at all. And, the Pakistan has got a stinging reply. They went all over the world to try and mobilize world opinion against India, but the world opinion remained with India. It's a major thing, removal of 370 and Article 35A. Now, our philosophy is that one country means that anybody should be able to go anywhere and work anywhere. So this will happen. And the benefit will go to the Kashmiris, because to the people of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh, because of these restrictions, imposed by Article 370. People were not going to invest there. They were not able to get land there, so they couldn't set up any factories. They couldn't set up any hotels. So this Article 370 had virtually stifled the economy of Jammu and Kashmir, prevented the economy from growing, and prevented the creation of jobs. Now that will start happening. Now this Article 370 and 35A also had the effect of giving the entire control of the economy of the valley to just two or three families who own all the who own all the hotels, whatever industries there are, the small number of industries, everything. They just two or three families. Now that will be wiped out, and the people will get the advantage of competition. More people will go set up hotels. There will be competition. The prices will come down. More schools will be set up. More colleges will be set up. More medical colleges will be set up. So development will reach Jammu and Kashmir. It was deprived of development. This is a major step. The second thing, this was one. Now the second thing was we took huge steps for the economy, for kick-starting the economy and getting the economy on track. Incidentally, people are talking about slowdown. We are still the fastest or the second fastest growing large country in the world. The growth rate of the United States is about 1% or 1.5%. Similarly for Germany, Britain, etc. So our growth rate is much higher than all those. Apart from that, we have taken steps to boost ease of doing business, and we have carried out amendments in the Companies Act. Now registration of a company will take just about a day. in order to provide more finance, we have injected about 70,000 crores into the banks so that they're able to lend more. We have made the banks capable of lending about 5 lakh crores so that anybody who wants to set up an industry, he'll get this loan easily. We have said that anybody applies for loan, the progress of the loan application will have to be sort of put up on the web so that he can track his loan application. We have made the tax regime friendlier. Now the assessment will be faceless. So the income tax officer will not know whose account he is going to assess, and so there will not be any personal element at all. Any sort of information which is etc. done, all that decision has to be taken on that within 30 days. We have taken steps to strengthen our defense forces. We got the Apache helicopters. Now we have tested a QR SAM, surface to air missile, and we have, in order to improve coordination, we have decided to create the post of Chief of Defense Staff. In the power sector, we have made the power sector surplus. Now we can generate more power than there is demand. We can now transfer power from any corner of the country to any other corner of the country. And despite the fact that the coal price has gone up by about 30% and the railway freight has gone up by 15%, we have held the price of power from the central generating stations to approximately where it was. Because by improving efficiencies, we have been able to absorb most of these increases. Only a small little bit of increase has been passed on. Now we are now coming out with another policy in renewables, whereby we will also be helping to increase the income of the farmers. So now we have come out with a scheme in this 100 days where the farmers will be able to set up solar generating plants, set up solar panels in their barren land, and we'll buy the electricity. So the farmer can use his own money to set up the solar panels, or he can ask a developer to set it up. And even if the developer gives him 30 paise per unit, the farmer will get 1 lakh or 1.25 lakh per acre per year, which is more than he would have got if he had cultivated wheat or paddy. We have revamped the scheme for rooftop, whereby we have made it simpler for people to access the scheme. We have increased the subsidy for solar rooftop, from 30% to 40% for all those who are going to set up solar panels of 3 kilowatt hours or less. Above 3 kilowatt, it is 20%. And we have brought in a single window system. For the farmers' irrigation, we have come out with a scheme for solar pumps, where we will give 30% of the cost. The state government will give 30%. All these we have launched in this 100 days. The state government will give 30%, 30% bank will give loan, and 10% the farmer will have to give. And the bank loan will also be repaid by the surplus power which the farmer will generate. I will buy that power, and that money will go to repay his loan, that 30%. So basically the farmer gets that solar pump at 10%, and once the loan gets paid off, then he gets an additional income also because of the power which he is selling to us. So the income of the farmers will increase. We have also increased the procurement rates, as we had said that we will increase the procurement prices or support prices for all grains by a substantial proportion. You can take the figures from here. Then, apart from that, earlier, the Kisan Man Dhan Yojana we had given to some farmers. We had not given to all farmers. That's 6,000 rupees per farmer. Now we have sanctioned it for all farmers. So I think almost about 6.5 crore farmers will be getting it. And we have also approved a pension scheme for small and marginal farmers, where small and marginal farmers will get a pension of 3,000 rupees per month from that date they reach 60 years of age up till their lifetime. So the farmers also, we have taken huge steps. Defense forces, we have increased the scholarship for their children. There is a National Defense Fund. From 2,000 rupees for boys, it has gone up to 2,500 rupees per month. For girls, it has gone up to 3,000 rupees per month. And for paramilitary forces, we have extended this also to children of paramilitary forces who die in the line of duty. So the defense, whether it is defense forces, whether it is agriculture, whether it is the country as a whole, making our country powerful, we have taken steps across the board, whether it is power, whether, water. Water is an issue because of our, reducing levels of groundwater. The levels are going down. So we have formed a unified Ministry of Jal Shakti, and we propose to give piped water supply to all houses by 2025, I think, 2025 or something. We will give piped water supply to all people in the everywhere in the whole country. We have already connected every village with power. We have connected every house with power except for some houses in Chhattisgarh which are Naxalite affected, and some houses in Rajasthan which are in the desert. That also is happening. So we will complete all that, and we are very clear in our mind that there will not be a single home left without power connection or without a gas connection under the Ujjwala Yojana. Under the Ujjwala Yojana, we have given 8 crore gas connections already. Under the Saubhagya scheme, we have connected 2 crore 65 lakh households already. So basically the scale of the work which we have done in this 100 days is unparalleled. In fact, when we started off, in the parliament itself, for the first session of parliament, both houses passed 30 bills, which is more than any other parliament in the past. And individually, the Lok Sabha passed 35 bills and the Raj Sabha passed 32 bills. So this much of productivity has not been seen in any parliament before. So right from that date onwards, we have really pressed on the accelerator and delivered in a way that no other government has delivered in the past. And as I said, for us, the country comes first. And we have taken steps to make the country strong. Removed 370, removed 35A. We have amended the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act to provide for declaring terrorists, individual terrorists. So we have been able to declare Hafiz Saeed an individual terrorist, Lakbi as an individual terrorist. So we have strengthened the NIA Act so that they can investigate cases, even if some terrorist activity happens abroad, but if an Indian is involved, they can investigate cases. We have taken steps for making our country strong, for making our economy strong, and for giving a better quality of life to our people.
Sir, in the area of skill development, so what are the major initiatives that you have taken?
In the area of skill development, we are expanding very fast, but we need more to create more infrastructure, and that we shall be doing. Skill development, we believe, is absolutely important. So we are going to expand the infrastructure and come up with more skill development institutes. Similarly, for health, we have taken outstanding steps. Now, under the Ayushman Bharat Yojana, now almost about 10 crore families have been given cards under Ayushman Bharat, and almost about 41 lakh people have availed of hospitalization benefits. We are creating 75 new medical colleges so that you have more doctors. We have changed the Medical Council Act so that to remove it of corruption, etc., so that it's easier to set up a medical college. So across the board we have taken action. Thank you.
So what are your immediate goals, sir, in the coming 1 year?
In the immediate goals in the coming 1 year, you mean for my ministry? For my ministry,
Your ministry as well as for the
country. Now, as far as my ministry is concerned, before the year is over, we'll put in place a system of 24/7 power supply, and we'll also put in place a system of consumers' rights. The consumer have rights, so that if anybody does load shedding, any distribution company, they will have to pay a penalty to the consumer. The standards of service will be laid down. If there is any fault in the transformer, that has to be corrected within a particular time frame, otherwise again penalty will be levied. So I'm putting in place rights of the consumer. Then I'm also saying that you cannot load your inefficiencies on the tariff. You cannot penalize the people for your inefficiencies. So no loss above 15% will be passed on to tariff. If anybody wants to buy power from anybody, he is free. So I'm making it more open, I'm making it more competitive, and I'm putting in consumers' rights, and I'm saying that you must give 24/7 supply. Thank you.
Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. With this motto, the India government has been taking a lot of measures for welfare of different sections of society in the country. Sir, you have explained in detail about the key initiatives of the government in the last 100 days. At the same time, you have also outlined the immediate goals in the coming days. Thank you so much, sir.